What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vexes, and we are back with another banger. All right, now you guys just did amazing on this video, bro. Thank you guys so much. This is actually like one of the few times I've ever seen the community come together this much, this fast. Especially like the comment section. And one of the cool bonuses I just seen recently, or I just noticed, is I got DM'd by one of the devs saying that they saw me react and all this stuff, and they saw this video directly, me saying like, it looks amazing, but I'm worried, or the honest opinions of it. And that I think they feeling comfortable, man. I think they're feeling comfortable, and I'm gonna go over all you guys' comments. I'm seeing a lot of good ones. I'm also seeing you guys agree with some of the bad ones I had. And if you didn't watch this video already, definitely watch this one as well, because I'm not gonna repeat too much of what I said in this one. I might end up doing it anyway, just from reacting and responding to you guys' comments, bro. But bro, oh my god, just from the time of this video, which was literally 1 day ago, this is an insane amount of comments, bro, for just talking about the opinion of the game. So thank you guys so much. Definitely keep on doing it. Do it again on this video as well, man. Start some conversations. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because I promise you they are seeing it, especially this early in the game. There's still time, to see this type of stuff. So definitely, yeah, keep going, and let's get straight to it, man. Some of the top comments we get off rip is PlayStation went backwards first, pulling releases from Xbox and PC. Now, I was talking about, like, a lot of people, I started a discussion on Twitter as well. I was getting fucking violated for it for hours, and that's fine. I'm down to down my sword and say, I always hate that. I get why exclusives exist when it comes to games, but I hate the fact that they exist. I would rather they compete more so on like hardware, prices, it's like things like that, because that's not the only way to compete. It's not only software to compete on, there's different ways for those companies to compete, not by just withholding the game from everyone. And I still do always, and I always will stand on this. I'm not gonna lie. I would absolutely rather everybody get the game, including PS5, than nobody. Even though we haven't really got that besides Reloaded. I think it's just another way to have a newer player base and just more players in general, man. There's still a lot of guys I see on Reloaded that I'll load into lobbies, and I'm seeing a lot of PS5 logos. So I think that's cool, bro. I definitely think that's cool. And there's some players that switched over from Xbox to PS5 that want to have a chance to return, man. Now, I get that not everybody's made all the money or want to spend a lot of money on buying 2 consoles and playing both sides and stuff like that. And I think that perfectly makes sense to me. So I would never agree. Even if I do understand why it happens, I will never be like encouraging it and pressing that that should be the way that it is. I just won't agree with that ever, to be honest. That's just how I am, I guess. So yeah, I do get the PlayStation went backwards first because they pulled some releases from Xbox. I do get what happened in place for it, and to say Sony's more at fault, but I'm not going to entertain this whole console war. I do think it's childish. I think it's unnecessary, and I think regardless, the consumer is losing. So, and we are the consumers, guys. Like, you guys are not getting commissions from selling these consoles, man. Let's be real. So let's not overly defend some of these companies, man. It's just, I'm telling you, the best way for everybody to have a good player base, have a good experience in gaming as a whole, is access to everyone. That's just my line, and I'm dying on that line. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, let's keep going from there. The next one, I got a guy. He said, it looks like you can still wall bounce. All things gonna be like, remember. Now I definitely do like. It's like, that's a weird one, man. Because business aspect, me knowing my gear stuff. This is like an easy part. I'm so glad I just clicked to this one. When I look at this, and I instantly look at the way to like you attach the cover. There was this this mechanic called single stick movement in Gears of War 5 that people didn't understand was the advantage, or not advantage, but the option of playing with this on made it where when you attach the cover, your screen wouldn't move when you press like your A button. Like whenever you press to take cover on something, it wouldn't move. And that's what this game looks like, but the animation looks entirely like different. Maybe this guy's control on pressing the buttons and moving his screen at the same time. He's probably not like a claw or paddles player. Obviously, this is a dev we're talking about, guys. Usually they're not the best playing the game. They're good at making it. So he probably could have not been able to turn his screen well while he slides the cover. And there definitely still could be a wall bounce. It all that matters what really matters the most when we're talking about movement and stuff like that is the animation of how long it takes to shoot when you get off of the cover, and if you can shoot the moment that you hit the cover, as well as if you can cancel your animation of taking cover in the first place, change directions, and do it again, because that's what wall bouncing is. or it is hitting the cover, getting off of it, and then going to the next cover. So those animations do matter a lot, and I would say it does look very snappy. I did also notice there is like an up A speed boost as well that was similar to what Gears of War 4 had, and also Gears of War 3 also had an up A speed boost as well. Gears 5, towards the end of it, it removed the up A speed boost. It's when you got out of cover and your character gets like a little bit of a boost forward. So I do think there is definitely a chance of wall bouncing still being in the game. But what I really want us to pay attention to is, I don't know, I haven't really seen a very good example of what it looks like. Like that was up A speed boost right there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't know if you're able to shoot during this animation or not. We're gonna have to find on the beta because they didn't do anything like that. I don't think they're even like honed in on mechanics that much as players of the game instead of makers of it. So it definitely could end up feeling different and looking different as a whole. It's just a matter of we're gonna see that. That's like one of those things we're gonna see when they test it. Just off of my eye alone, I think that more of the mechanics, they're trying to probably get away from it being so wall bounce dominant to it being more of like, you know, you gotta use the other mechanics that are new that they like added, like, you know, changing your verticality a lot, and, you know, climbing stuff, using the other slide mechanic, because they said they introduced that. I just watched a podcast and they were like talking about how they introduced slide, and that might take place of, you know, wall bounce sliding. You know what I mean? So that could definitely be the thing too, especially because now you can instead of just the take cover that used to be considered the slide because you would take cover from your range. You get a running start. You have to get a running start, and then you could do the neutral slide that you saw him do. You saw this guy do here. Like he could do the neutral slide, but after running, and then you could turn that slide into taking cover. So that might be the way that we might be able to be able to have some type of misdirection when it comes to taking covers, because maybe you could like slide the opposite direction and then take cover the the other way. That's, it could be some weird stuff going on. So it's, you know, to get a little crafty. So there is definitely a chance that wall bouncing is still in the game, but it's going to be something completely new. You guys are replying to that saying that's fine, and I actually do love to see that you guys are way more open-minded than people I'm seeing on Twitter, because I've definitely seen a lot of both sides, and I do understand both sides. I'm not taking a side here, guys. I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible, but there are people that are also saying, you know, I'm actually saying that. I'm gonna say that. Let's keep going. Understand, and my guy Joseph J. Record here, I understand here people's concerns about some of the movement we've seen so far, and I truly believe these mechanics were designed with multiplayer in mind. Some, if not all of them, feel like a natural evolution of Gears movement, almost to the point where you wonder, why wasn't this in the original trilogy? That's fair. That's a fair take, and I thought of that as well. Actually, that is a very fair take, because we've really been playing the same mechanics for the last 20 years with Gears of War. You know, it hasn't really changed too much. Maybe there's like small changes that end up, you know, feeling a little bit too off because it's just that one change. But what's really needed is complete innovation and complete like an overhaul of movement. And that's what they're showcasing here. That's literally what we're like, you know, what we're looking at. The slide may draw comparisons to COD at first glance, but it looks heavy, deliberate, and weighted in a way that still feels very Gears. The low cover mechanic feels like a huge one for creating more dynamic engagements or reducing some of the awkward dead zones that existed in the previous games. Even the ledge jumps appear to have commitment and consequences rather than function as a free escape tool. Yeah, and I agree with that. I actually do agree with that, and I also can see that as well. Like when I saw the ledge jump, I wonder if I have that clip. That's like right here, because they're not coming in. When I saw this guy, he hit the cover and he climbed above it. The animation in this, it looks like you're committed. When it's a thin cover like that, it looks like you're automatically committed to jumping over, and it's not like you could just hop up there, stay up there, walk around, and then drop down. It looks like that animation is not one that you could just, it looks like it's locked. Not something you just fucking like roll off the top. Because that's when things get weird. That's when there starts to be latency issues. People start feeling like they're getting cheated. But when you have these different animations that are more high risk, high reward, you gotta use your mind more. You know, there's not too many bailouts. So I think it's a fine thing. I don't mind it at all. I really don't mind it at all. And especially with the low cover mechanic, bro, that shit to me, I think this looks amazing. I truly do think this looks amazing. Like, I think this is fire, bro. I'm all for it. I think some of you guys are all for it too. I do understand. So yeah, I think that's cool, and this was definitely one of the more popular comments, man. I'm gonna definitely go towards the back of the comment section too to see what you guys are saying individually as well for some of the ones that are newer. To me, like a passion project. Sound design completely done with real instruments, chainsaws, etc. Instead of synthetic sounds. Graphics are as real as Gears has looked in the trailer. Movement looks smooth, but we haven't even tried it yet. LOL. To me, it looked like they cooked. It's light years ahead of Reloaded already. Oh, bro, bro. You talking about light years? Hell yeah. I mean, Reloaded is still. I'm pretty sure Reloaded was made on Unreal Engine 3, so that game is behind even Gears 5 and 4, anyways. So Gears 5 and 4 are automatically more consistent, better, higher tech than Reloaded, anyways. I'm kind of even mad Reloaded came out in the way it was because to me, for PS5 players, man, I always said this, and I still do stand on this as well. For you guys that are just now playing on PS5 and like Gears of War Reloaded is your first game, Gears of War Reloaded was think of if you played Modern Warfare 3 today, but with like a reskin. That's literally what Gears of War Reloaded is because it has all the same bugs from UE and 1 and stuff like that. That game was not polished. I'm not kidding when I tell you that. That is probably one of the worst impressions you can get of a Gears of War game. So if any of that, if you guys got turned away from Gears of War by playing that, I promise you guys that impression is horrible. And you can take that from me. I've been playing Gears from the beginning pretty much. Like that impression of Gears of War is like honestly almost disrespectful to what Gears of War really is and how much we've advanced from playing a game like that. I would even argue and say like something like Judgment is more consistent with what we saw in Reloaded, and it's more evolved than what we saw in Reloaded. So definitely don't form your opinions. Don't hold your opinions strictly off of Reloaded. If you do have the chance to play this game on PC, try it. Try E-Day. Try maybe 5 if you want to, but definitely give E-Day a shot. Do not let that impression of Reloaded stop you from playing this game because it's going to be light years different. Like I could guarantee you that already. It's going to be entirely different feel and everything. Way more polished. That Reloaded felt clunky, buggy, everything wrong, inconsistent. That's not a Gears game, bro. I'm down on that hill. It's not a Gears game, bro. It's not. And I know a lot of you guys are gonna be in the comments agreeing with me too. Yeah, you guys know the truth. You guys know the truth, man. I worry about how they might handle Horde mode, but that's mostly it. I want a progression system like what Gears of War 3 had. I do like this. I like this take as well because I will be honest, guys. My expertise are not in Horde. It was never really a PvE player. You guys know me as competitive Gears of War champion or whatever. I'm more of a PvP guy as a whole. It seems to be 3 roaming squads of 4 and a huge open map that can tackle their own objectives at any given time and link up to take down roaming bosses when they want to. If there are progression type upgrades, that has to be very mobile, like upgrade perks and whatnot for classes. You can't walk a razor wire spike trap across the entire map. It just makes no sense. That is true. Yeah, so the setups are going to be way more dynamic, and I'm pretty sure they might have map designs strictly for Horde. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I heard one of the listen, y'all. I got it out of one of the devs, but he don't know I got it out of him. Now let me not talk to him. Let me not say that, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think that I can say this too. I'm 99% sure. Horde, not only that I know that Horde has classes, but the map design for Horde is going to be huge. Like these are going to be some very huge maps, and I think that we might be breaking past the cap of like the 50 waves thing. This might get to something that's more unlimited, or it might just have a different feel for like the boss rounds, like a huge different feel for the boss rounds. It might be a lot more intense, man. So players sounds tough though. I'm all for that. And well, you know what else this makes me think of too? We've had 14 players in the lobby when it came to Gears of War 5 with free for all. But 12 sounds super dynamic to the point where I would love to see if they could possibly make a PvP, like some type of PvP mode or maps that are like 5v5 or even experiment with 66. Because I've always thought that the best feeling of Gears of War is when it feels like you're getting back into a non-stop fight. Not when every single fight after you take one resets and you got to rework it. I like when it's like constant battle, So like lower respawn timers, just constant war, constant picking up power weapons, constant rotating, constant repositioning. That's my favorite version of Gears of War personally. I'm not really too into like the old style, execution, run out of spawn, kill them, spawn back up, run out of spawn, kill them. I feel like that gameplay loop isn't as enticing enough, I feel like we're like kind of past that for Gears of War, at least for an arena shooter. Unless they introduce some type of like objective mode, some type of single life objective, that could add a little spark to it. But I don't think that should be like the main modes that are promoted for Gears of War. I definitely think that Gears of War is more fun than Respawn. Another thing I'm not hearing is how it's gonna work once the game gets longer than 2. There's going to come a time where finding 12 people consistently to fill the game is going to be feasible. And what then will you be able to play solo? So some people think that it's gonna probably die out a little bit, and it's gonna be harder to find 12, and that could be, that could definitely be a true concern. It could be a true concern. But I also do think, yeah, they probably gonna have the AI backfill. Yo, talking about AI, because we're advancing AI. This is all a little bit off the wall, but definitely let me know what you guys think about this take as well in the comments. Talking about AI, right? We are seeing the advancement of AI, and I know you guys don't want AI slop and stuff like that in the game, but I would love if the actual bot players that like fill in for your multiplayer had way more of a human-like feel and can do certain mechanics that the players do, and possibly even have like errors like missing shots and like that. Because the bots that we've seen in Gears of War, they've always been super low, and I feel like even Call of Duty has like better bots. That you got bots that's drop shotting and stuff in COD. And this in Gears of War, when a bot starts, when it actually does lock onto you, it is purely aimbotting your shit down. Like you are getting melted. You know what I mean? And they're moving around. The Gears of War 2 had the bots that were just, once they pull out of smoke, you know they're about to just instantly just let themselves get killed because they're just twirling it for a year and a half. I would definitely like to see if they can incorporate some type of AI that truly is like you know, it's an evolution to what the bots used to be. Like some that you could see like their decision making is a little bit more dynamic, and how to use the covers and how they move, and now it doesn't just look super robotic, like robot-y, you know? So I think that I just thought of that once I saw the word AI, or saw AI, but that could definitely be something to think of. But to continue what you're saying though, it's not everybody cup of tea. I'm sure they will come up with something to keep it going. Plus, PvE Gears of War game modes are always populated with a diehard fan base. That is true, man. Dude, when I tell you guys, man, I know you guys like a lot of you guys know this too, but Gears of War 3, bro, there was a time that the Gears of War 3 multiplayer sort of like was dying out a lot, and it was a very long time that it had way less players playing Gears of War 3 multiplayer, but way more players playing Gears of War 3 Horde. And I've always thought that was like that was kind of cool, just seeing all the different audiences coming together. So I think I kind of doubt this guy, you know, when it's like it has to take a very long time, and I'm sure by the time that happens, they might have another Gears of War release coming out, you know, with the game dying down and stuff like that. So I doubt that really happens, to be honest. And especially with it being this hype, people gonna love this shit, dude. They're gonna love it. The game looks incredible. As a long-time Gears fan, I don't mind the core mechanic changes. I want them to try something wild with this game, and this is definitely that. So I'm excited to hop in and see how that feels. I'm glad it's not a safe Gears of War game after 7 years of waiting, that's for sure. That's true. Imagine, I feel that. I actually do feel that. Because imagine if they re-released Gears of War 5, basically, but just added a few like small things after 7 years. That's going to take away from the feeling of playing it. It really is. It would definitely take away from the feeling of playing it. Because you're just getting another super easy, safe Gears game. So I'm all for the risk that they're taking. It is still considered a risk because it's a lot of innovation at once. And I'm sure there's way more things that we haven't been seen yet. You know, we probably just now scratching the surface with what they're telling us. And there's going to be even more stuff that we find out as community when it comes to new mechanics and stuff that we could break as well. So, you know, it's one of those things we're going to see. But right now, just on the top comments alone, you guys can definitely, like, I'm pretty sure you guys can already feel that most of this is towards a super positive mindset. And that alone, bro, that alone is so good for Gears, man. I'm not kidding, bro. The last few Gears releases, when I saw 4, when I saw 5, when we saw the multiplayer, bro, the amount of negativity off the rip was actually off the charts. Like, I'm so serious. People they get hyped by seeing, you know, they were getting hyped on Gears 5 when they saw like Kate running in the forest or whatever. But after that, like once the multiplayer beta and stuff came out like that, and then people were watching the E-League multiplayer, bro. Oh my God, the amount of hate the game was getting was crazy. So this is a good sign. This is actually a good sign. And because you guys are the player base, you know, like these opinions was really gonna carry this game and bring it on more. And it sounds like more people are more inviting for the multiplayer overhaul or the movement overhaul than for it to be something like we've been playing in like Gears 3, Gears 4, Gears 5, right? And we've been playing forever pretty much. So I think this is dope. But I think this right here, this is where we start seeing some of the next comments, because the one does have 162 likes. Campaign multiplayer. Well, actually, no. The next one does. I love Gears of War 3 movement. I'd also love Gears of War 3 movement myself personally. The wall bouncing is what pulled me into becoming a Gears fan. However, the movement in E-Day looks great nonetheless. The ability to slide and jump over tall obstacles and jump over gaps will make multiplayer interesting. Yes, it will. If wall bouncing is not part of this new game, I honestly would be okay with that. Yeah, bro. Hey, love that. I actually thought it before when I scanned over. I thought I was gonna say honestly would not be okay with that. But hey, I love that, man. Bro, this is phenomenal. This is actually great. If they can keep wall bouncing like it is right now, the game will die and be filled with diehards again. That's honestly what's been happening, boys. And coming from one of the biggest diehards, bro, I use Terminator every game. No, I'm sure I don't use Terminator every game, but you guys know me, man. You guys know I'm a Gears of War connoisseur, bro. I got literally over a year's worth of playtime in Gears 5 alone. And I will definitely say, man, that's honestly what the game is. You get on Gears 5 now, you get on Reloaded now, it's full of people that never got off it. It's like full of like actual diehard core fans, and it's becoming less and less of us as the time goes on. So this is needed, bro. This is needed. This is needed. I'm all for it. It will be. You can see how Marcus pulls off a cover at 4:15. That it most likely will be. They probably adjust the slide cancel time, but looks intact. Oh, actually, hold on. Somebody found a little something. Let's see. Let's see how he pulls off the cover. Not it. So if they were getting this experience that with Eden, they would actually become like probably even the core fans, because they're not coming in with with much bias, or maybe they've played 360 and switched over to. That looks a little fast. I mean, I get what he's saying. I don't see what he's talking about with the pull off cover, because I'm looking for a different type of pull off cover. I'm looking for like somebody to hit the cover and like just backstep off of it. Like that's the movement I'm looking for. Even though yes, he did just navigate from cover to cover, and that looked a little smooth, to be honest. That part did look a little smooth, to be honest. Like that, he like up it and just up it again, and he grabbed the wall from pretty far, and it like he stayed in like that roadie run height, like that low profile cover stopping height. And that was whew, yeah. People might be getting cooked, bro. That definitely is a good example. That's a good example of the fluidity with the game, because that's what was like what movement and stuff like that in Gears of War is going to be about. It's going to be about how fast you can navigate in between covers. I keep on manipulating your characters. That slot was so fucking fast getting this cover, bro. That might be like a few frames. I know he's close to the cover, but I'm talking about like, bro, that's fast. He just went from like a standing profile to damn near on his ass with the 9 millisecond. You can't even get that low that fast in real life, bro. Hold on. We might have just found a little something, bro. I'm gonna play that shit in 0.5. Let's go back a little bit. Dog. That's a little quick. Another cool thing that I realized too, and one of my guys in my Twitch all the time with Cookie's been around a minute. You can change weapons while running. Like you could like do a full swap. You used to be able to start the swap, but you would have to get out of the animation of running. Like you have to like stand up again so your guns will actually swap. But apparently you can actually swap guns while running, so that's gonna change some things too. Like you could literally get somebody could actually lancer you, head down you with a shotgun, and then just pop up and chunk your shit probably. So that's gonna be interesting. The mechanics in this game do look off the wall, but it looks like so much at once to get used to, bro. Like even me myself, I'm not scared of anything, but I know I'm gonna have to relearn a lot of things, and that's a cool thing. That's a cool thing. Let's keep on going with the positivity, boys. We got a lot of positivity here. I kind of want to see some negative stuff. I think we're gonna see some negative comments under this in the replies, and that's gonna be cool. That's actually, I want to see that part too. I'm not gonna lie, I hope there's no emotes in the game, just makes it goofy. I don't mind emotes, boys. I mean, some people say that makes it goofy, but I don't think it matters that much, bro. If they were like if they had some hardcore emotes, bro, it's cool, man. I'll let people flex, bro. I don't mind it. I think it's actually kind of cool. I never minded it. Especially the only ones I don't like is the spamming voice lines. That shit's annoying. Like people spamming the mirror laugh or the I used to spam the. I definitely did one of the voice lines before. Was it the Cosmonaut? He's like the UIR character, and when his boo expression, he would just keep on saying dumbass. So you could literally spam dumbass over and over and over. So that was one of the little troll things I did. But I can see what he's going to. Now, some people say it's not Fortnite, it's not this or that. Don't stop making the game Fortnite. Don't make it goofy. It all depends on like what type of expressions there are, man. Because the cool thing I want to see is if they could have like, this probably isn't really like an emote or expression, but I would love to see executions that involve more than one player. That could be some fire shit, bro. I've always asked for that though. I've been asking for it for a minute. I'm not talking about just the beat down and then kick him on the ground. I'm talking about like some noob level, and noob from Mortal Kombat, by the way, like some noob level, like 2-player pulling somebody apart. Like y'all grab somebody on both ends and cook them. You know what I mean? Like that That would be kind of dope. I would love to see something like that. Just makes it just more brutal. It's like a really natural improvement, moving. I'm all for it. I also don't like the fact games have to be exclusive, but if it's what it takes to save Gears of War, I'm okay with that. True, that is true. That is true. And I saw that. I also saw that be like sort of like a discussion as well. That because of it's exclusive, that I think that Xbox is gonna do more to save it and probably care for it. I don't know how true that may be. If they would change it, if PS5 is involved too, I don't truly understand like the concept behind that, but I kind of see what people are saying at the same time. It's very confusing, to be honest. I'm not sure how true that is, how truthful that statement is. It breaks my heart that it's not coming to PS5. I remember being like 12 and seeing a glimpse of my cousin play whatever Gears was of the time, and man, did it look cool. Ever since I've been wanting to play Gears, but never had an Xbox. Now being 22, I finally got to play Gears Reloaded. And man, did I have fun, even though so many players hated it. I love the shot of that game, and man, thinking E-Day was going to come to PS5 was such an amazing feeling of anticipation. Can't express enough how sad I was when I saw that it was going to be a PS5. I even stopped watching Direct that I had been waiting on since it got announced, because why even watch it when I won't be able to play the game? Bro, that ain't a lot, man. It's pulling the heartstrings, bro. Because, bro, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. This guy right here is an asshole, boys. Don't be this guy, bro. Don't be this guy. There is nothing wrong, guys. And please, guys, like let's be a good community here, man. There is nothing wrong for more players wanting to play the game that's on your console because it's exclusive. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm saying this is even more so like I hate the idea of exclusives, bro. Because I feel like this guy should be able to play the game. You know what I mean? It's a fucking game at the end of the day. And this is also why I encourage people to go PC, man. Not only does PC have, you have controller support for both sides. Like most people that play these type of games on PC, they're still playing controller, they're not playing MK. A lot of people assume like that never play PC. They assume you gotta play mouse and keyboard. But bro, you can use your controller of choice. You can play every single game that's pretty much exclusive because they're gonna release it on PC most of the time. It's like that. It's just a better option, man, at that point. But yeah, I feel for all you guys, man, that's on PS5 and didn't get the chance to do it and really enjoy Reloaded, or just wanted to have the Gears series because you anticipated it was going to come to PS5. I feel for you guys, man. I promise I do, bro. It's actually heartbreaking for everyone, or for me at least. I'm not one of those Xbox dude bros that are literally like console war idiots, bro. I'm not with that. I'm really not with that at all. That's just so dumb. Oh, my boy Chronic. Let's read a Chronic message here. Generally, the only thing I'm scared of is that they may have overcooked. That's fair. I do agree with their decision of overhauling movement, but it really does limit skill expression. I'm 100% down for just simplifying the movement and not having it as a service Gears 5 with the angle bouncing, backward slide, air cancel, etc. Also notice you can still left stick bounce if wall bounce does exist, so that's neat, and I'm ready for more of the single stick made comments again. I'm just worried that there's now little to no individual skill expression. Edit, I am also, this is an edit he made after the fact. I'm also worried that new movement options just don't work together. And we're just using one thing, like some form of sliding, wall bouncing, etc. And if all else fails, we sacrifice a Vexes for over and back. Whoa, what the fuck? Hold on, bro. Yo, wait. What's up with that last line? Wait, hold on. Why are we sacrificing me? I want over and back too, but why can't we sacrifice you, bro? Oh yeah, sacrifice me. The hell? Okay, but let's get back to the regular scheduled program. That's why I talk about with the risk. Like in this video, I did emphasize that there is a risk when it comes to doing this much of innovation with a game that already has a core and consistent identity. And while I'm excited to try it, there's still that risk is still there. It's still very much there where it could be just not well received. And I do also I can see like his point. But what I would say is the only part I don't agree with this. He says that their decision of overhauling movement will limit skill expression. No, I don't think that's going to happen regardless. I think it's going to reinvent skill expression because there's going to be new options. Yes, it's going to lower skill expression for when it comes to wall bouncing if it's not as prominent, but there's going to be new skill gaps because of this. There's going to be, it's going to be way more in decision making now. And or it might be more on knowing how to use that slide, or you know what I mean. Like there's still gonna be skill expression no matter what. Even if the game had two moves, bro, it's gonna be about positioning and when to use it. So I get that, I think what he might have meant is maybe mechanical skill expression, because that's a whole different thing when it comes to, you know, playing the game. But I guess I can understand that. But I think this gonna just reinvent it. To be honest, I think it definitely reinvents it. All right, here we go. I think I'm expecting this comment to have this one right here. I'm expecting to have some negative comments. If people are not gonna play because of no wall balance, then we don't need them. Let's see. The core community who are still keeping the Gears franchise alive and servers popular are the PvP/competitive players. So you're essentially saying you don't want like 85% of the current player base to play new Gears. Amen. Bots. No wall balance. He says he don't need us. Motherfucker probably doesn't even play Reloaded. But what's throw a shitty opinion around? The problem is the people who enjoy the brain dead movement are a tiny percentage of the player base. You're not significant. Getting rid of brain dead mechanics will do more for the longevity of multiplayer than anything we've tried. You're gonna, I'm guessing he's gonna try to say, you're gonna be even more mad when you realize the Nash has been double nerfed. It does look pretty nerfed. And yeah, that's to say there is people that's gonna say like the game's gonna die very quickly. That does exist. And I get that because this is why I say like there's this risk, and there's always gonna be a split in this community, man. We've had so many versions of Gears of War that there is no real solution, and I want you guys to recognize it as well, man. We've had a Gears 1 UE Reloaded style game that has a center screen aim. It has no wall canceling, like you have to commit to the cover. It has, you know, all types of different things. It has active reloads that give you damage boost. Then we have a game like 3, where the gun balance and tuning of that game was let's make everything OP, and everything in that game feels super strong. The movement's fast, and that game works in its own way. People enjoy it. Then we have something like 2. Well, let's go back a little bit, where the melee is very effective. You know, you're two-piecing, and two-piecing was like when you melee and shoot right after. You have people doing you gotta move faster on a map by running, by chaining, you know, roadie running and then rolling, roadie running and rolling to move faster on a map. It's entirely like different games that there's never gonna be a way to clarify like what is the best version of the movement system and what's the best version of the balance. So I think there's like no better time for overhaul, especially with the other games that are also alive and trending right now. Like I'm gonna mention like Arc Raiders or No Build Fortnite. Some of those mechanics do look similar, and familiarity, that's what's gonna help like some of these new players get involved with the Gears of War universe and actually enjoy it, is because it's something similar to what they like, seen before, and played. And it kind of, I don't want to say it lowers that skill floor, but it lowers the entry skill level. Like you don't have to come in instantly pull up a Vex's tutorial. Yo, I gotta learn how to fucking wall bounce because I'm getting cooked out here. You know what I mean? It's gonna change. It's gonna change the entry skill level. Now the ceiling may still be high, but the floor may be a little bit lower. The floor on Gears 5, Gears 4 is honestly high. I don't know why people say it's low, but it's honestly high, because you will get fried from timing alone, even if you knew how to do every mechanic, or you'll get fried from positioning if you don't know how to do anything. You know, it's you're as you get more mechanically skilled and know how to do every move in the game and when to do it. That's how you get better at 5. And this game kind of resets everyone to like a little bit lower in the skill floor, and they're gonna have to regain to get to the higher ceiling or whatever the ceiling may be in this one, because there's so many options. So yes, it's one of those things. Like, I think this is dope, bro. I think it's dope. I'm still for it. This is another comment saying glad they overhauled or rehauled the movement system. Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. You're able to clown like that in Overrun. People love that game mode. I loved Overrun, man. I really wish they would have said something that, you know, they bring Overrun back. They don't realize how good that game mode was, man. I really expected, because People Can Fly was involved, that they'd definitely bring that back. So yeah, you know, we got a lot more no wall bouncing, hell yeah comments. We got this movement looks more like Arc Raiders and Uncharted's Love Child. This looks incredible. I agree. It does look incredible, and I could definitely see the Arc Raiders and Uncharted comparisons. I was saying more so Army of Two. I felt Army of Two. Uncharted is a good one. I think Cookie, he said something about Space Marine, but I haven't watched Space Marine enough. But I think that might be a good comparison to being a third-person game. Yeah, oh yeah. First, at 15:43 and Mark, I know he slid to cover pretty fast after the slide, and we see him pull up to cover after. I think wall bouncing is still possible. I can't imagine it gone. Let's see. What did he see? I think it's just another up A. I am watching at 0.5. Oh, this is why. How have I been skipping over this example the whole time? Yeah, let me see that animation because that animation matters a lot more than you guys think. Okay, slides. He gets on. He aims. I want to see what it looks like when he stands off. Oh, wall bounce is gonna be a thing, boys. Yes, I think it's gonna be a thing. That alone, the fluidity of him doing that, there's a huge difference. Like that's more closer to like Gears 5's way of getting off a cover than it is something like Gears 3. If you guys remember, Gears 3, getting off a cover was more sluggish. Your gun would kind of whip around, and you would feel that clunkiness of releasing yourself from a cover. That looked like it was super fluid. That looked like he just honestly got off, and it might still be wall canceling in the game too. Yo, this game might be a single stick player's dream. Yo, dog. Yeah, it's just I ain't gonna lie, boys. This game might have a fuck ton of skill expression. Cause that looks fast enough to the point where we know that like now I know that you probably string them together pretty easily. Even if it does, even if you can't cancel the slide. That's very interesting. That was a very good observation. I don't know why I didn't notice that. But yeah, if you guys want more, definitely keep on commenting. I'll probably revisit and make another one of these videos when we get closer to the beta date. This is super fun to make. I love seeing all of you guys' comments, man. I like seeing both the negative, the positive, and just seeing what you guys are feeling. But I think the general consensus right now is that a lot of people are enjoying what they're seeing, and they really do like that there's going to be an entirely new movement system. And I would say, bro, if this is the expression you're having already, then the game's probably going to be successful off rip because people are going to hold on, yo. I'm not gonna lie, this shit does exist, bro. A lot of people's opinions are going to be based on the others' opinions, and this is good. And on top of that, people will literally placebo and brainwash themselves to playing something simply because they believe it's a certain way. So this is good. I think this is good. I think I'm liking this because I'm seeing a lot of, you know, I'm praying for this, that, and the other. I fully agree with this. I'll hype this video up because these are bars. I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe for this video, man. I appreciate you guys so much, bro. The Gears of War fucking community is back, boy. We are back. Join the Discord. I would love to have these conversations more. Also, pull up to the stream if you have any specific questions, because I know I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's no chance in hell I am going over 769 comments, bro. It's not happening. Because we're still getting more, like as you know, within the last hours and stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys, if you guys do want to ask a question, post my stream, ask me. I will love to definitely answer it. Appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace out.